Alright YouTube, so what I got for you guys today is a bunch of unseen concept art for Final Fantasy VII Remake. I've been following this game since 2015. Anytime there's anything worth talking about, big or small, we talked about it. And I have no idea where this concept art comes from. As in, I have no idea how long these have been public, how long they've been out there, if any other channels have even discussed these, except for one that I'm going to mention. Speaking of that, quick shout out to April Maryland for linking me to a video that uploaded this concept art, and shout out to that channel itself, Jocelyn John, for actually linking me to where this concept art came from. So right here we have the website with the concept art images. We do not have to look at every single image because about half of these images are stuff we've already seen before. The logo, this key art from 2017, a lot of these images came out around E3 time. We've seen these concept art images of Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge before. But you scroll down and then you get these like Shinra security officer concept art, these shock trooper concept art, these guns, these other enemy trains, mock reactor stuff. Again, a lot of this stuff I've never seen before. The first few are just enemy concept arts. They look great, but there's nothing to really talk about or break down here. It's just the Shinra troops. You got the shock troopers, and you got the sentry guns. Like, if you played the original game, you know what these are. Right here we have concept art for Biggs' gun, which looks pretty badass. I think it's kind of interesting because we have concept art for Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge. They each have like their own unique weapon, which I find interesting because they never really fought or did anything like that in the original game. So I think it's kind of cool that they're giving them like a weapon that we can relate to them. Right here we have concept art for Wedge's weapon, which is a rifle of sorts with a big drum barrel on it. It kind of makes sense for a big guy like him. And last we have Jesse's weapon, which is a submachine gun Uzi type of weapon. But what's interesting is it seems to have like a knife or something on the end that she can like put up to like stab people with. I wonder if we're actually going to see that in game. Since they're putting so much emphasis on Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge having their own unique weapons, I'm curious if that means we're actually going to get to see them fight or something like that. I know a lot of people want them to fight alongside us. I think that'd be pretty cool because they make them feel like they're more a part of Avalanche. We're actually getting to see them, more screen time for them before, of course, tragedy strikes. The next couple concept arts are related to trains, which are kind of cool, I guess, but it's nothing I'm really going to lose my shit over. This right here is concept art for the passenger car, so this is most likely like the outside perspective of the train car we actually see Cloud walking through. This right here is concept art for the train freight car. This is probably the train car that Avalanche is inside of when they don't know where Cloud is, and Cloud kind of like flips inside. Here we have a couple different angles on the Sector 1 mock reactor. Again, cool, but nothing too amazing. Here's where things get a bit interesting because we have concept art of the inside of the first Mako reactor. This is an area we have not seen in any of the gameplay to the best of my knowledge. You probably already know what this is if you played the original game without me even pulling up an image from the first game. It obviously seems to be the starting area when you first get inside the Mako reactor when you step off of the elevator. If it is, it seems they've changed the layout just a little bit, but still pretty much the exact same. Here we have concept art of the Scorpion Sentinel boss battle. You can see Cloud run up on it. The environment is completely destroyed, which is something we've actually seen in the gameplay. Though during the gameplay, the destruction of the environment inside the Mako reactor is scripted to the boss fight. You can actually see the missile flying in the bottom right, which is actually something we've seen in the trailer. Right here's another piece of interesting concept art from the Sector 6 Slums church that we meet Aerith inside of. But it's a piece of the church we've never seen before. We've seen an image of the church before with like the 30th anniversary exhibition where they had like 8 pieces of concept art for FF7 Remake. But obviously this is the front of the church where we actually meet Aerith. You can see the hole in the roof that Cloud falls through. This, however, is the back of the church whenever you and Aerith are trying to run away from the Turks. You can see that fallen piece of like machinery, that pillar. I've never known what it is, but you can see some wires and hoses coming off of it. And if you look at the top of the image, you can actually see the beams that Cloud walks on. He knocks over the barrels to save Aerith because him and her get separated during this segment. With this image, we get a lot of different concept arts. For starters, the Sector 1 station interior. We already looked at this before. This was like the second or third concept art Tuesday we did. We have the reactor control room. Kind of hard to tell what some of these are just because they're small pictures. Reactor interior, freight car interior. This is we talked about the freight car earlier. The inside of the passenger car. View of the slums. That looks pretty good. It actually looks pretty damn cool. I can't tell what area of the slums that would be. Some doors, a chest, and the sentry gun. The ones that really stand out to me are the view of the slums. That one looks pretty badass. I'd like a full-size like HD image of that. And the reactor control room, that one doesn't sound familiar or even look familiar because when it comes to the reactors, we just go through a couple gates. We ride the elevator down into the reactor, go through a couple of screens, and then we plant the bomb, and that's kind of it in terms of the first reactor. So I'm not really sure what the reactor control room is. Maybe it's just like a new area inside the reactor. Right here we have concept art for the Mako filtration unit, and finally, after like 20-something years, I know what the hell this thing is. I've always wondered what it was when you first step off the elevator. You can see it. We looked at it earlier in that one image. I didn't know what it was, and now it's not the biggest deal. It's like a background item, doesn't really matter, but now I know what the hell its purpose is. Right here we have a concept art sketch of the reactor core. Obviously, this is where we plant the bomb at in the original game. We've also seen this in some of the gameplay. Here we have some sketches of the station exterior, some of the gates that we go through, and also the elevator we take down into the Mako reactor. Here we have a couple more sketches of the exterior of the reactor, one of the interior, the bridge that we used to go into the Mako reactor and then we escaped from later on, and then another one of the reactor core. And lastly, we have some sketches of a random support structure, the observation platform on a train, and a random terminal, which I'm thinking maybe is the terminal like on the train that Jesse uses and shows Cloud. And there you have YouTube, all the never-before-seen concept art images. I do not know how long these have been out there. I do not know where they even came from. I don't know if this is like a website that Square Enix themselves uploaded these images to. I have no idea. But I will have the website linked below, of course, in the description if you want to go check out the images yourself. They also have like some high-quality images of the concept art from the 30th anniversary exhibition, which we've never really had great images of. So in case you want to also get a better look at those older concept art images, it's definitely worth going to this website and checking out. Because for one, without these high-quality images, I never knew there was like people inside of President Shinra's office in that concept art. But as you can see here, there are. And also I'll have a link in the description to Jocelyn John's video where he uploaded all these concept art images. Anyways, my dudes, that's pretty much the video. We looked at like every single piece of like art, key art, concept art, whatever over the years every time it's released. And then this was just like an influx of a bunch of images from the game that I've personally never seen. So I thought it was definitely worth talking about. So as always, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and want to stay up to date with more Final Fantasy VII Remake content. Turn on all my notifications. Follow me on Twitter at @TheDashingDavid. And my Discord. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.